Well, hello. Today we're going to begin a one-year journey. I'm hoping to do a weekly post using my husband, Jackie Dawson's Seek and Find Paintings as like a weekly devotional. We have a goal is that we will be drawn closer to the Lord and also maybe provide tools that we can use for sharing our faith with others. This first week, we're going to look at his first Seek and Find painting. It's called Peace in the Midst of the Storm. This painting depicts a storm. The worst storm I've ever seen occurred on May the 22nd of 2011. A horrific F5 tornado streaked through our hometown of Joplin, Missouri. We had never seen anything like it before. The devastation seemed insurmountable to overcome. Many died, but many also had testimonies of faith as God saw them through this storm. One family told us about what happened at their home is that it was completely destroyed, only one wall left standing, and on that wall was their framed print of peace in the midst of the storm, untouched. They snapped a quick picture, and the painting became a symbol for the community, sharing the stories of many who found Christ to be their peace as they endured the ravages of this deadly storm. So, would you like to know how the painting began? It was back in 1996, and Jack had an idea to do a painting for our local crisis pregnancy center. And he thought perhaps the painting could be used to help raise funds for their ministry. He had heard the story where artists were challenged to paint peace. There's no evidence that this was an actual story, actual event that took place in the story, but it went that a major art gallery they sponsored a competition and challenged artists to paint peace. They offered prizes for the one who did the best painting depicting peace. As attendees browsed through the entries, they all agreed that this one particular painting had to win first prize. It featured a lush green pasture under a vivid blue sky, with cows grazing lazily and a little boy walking barefoot through the field with a fishing pole over his shoulder. Just made you feel so peaceful. Can't you see it? But they were surprised because it came in second. The painting that won first place was a real surprise. And from that story was born Jack's painting, Peace in the Midst of the Storm. You see, the painting featured a violent storm on an ocean. The sky was ominous. The lightning was cutting across the sky and the waves were crashing into the rock walls of the cliffs by the shore. No peace. But you had to look twice to understand what was going on. There, about halfway up the cliff, was a bird's nest tucked into a tiny hollow in the rock. A mother bird was sitting on that nest with her babies tucked underneath her, sleeping soundly. That was peace. As Jack was sketching the painting, he began to think about the real source of peace, Jesus Christ. And that's when the first idea of a hidden picture came to his mind. He could see how Christ could be depicted in the rock that faced the storm. From there came more thoughts. A cross on the right side of the painting would expound on the gospel message of Christ's death and resurrection. His death on the cross frees us not only to have peace in this world, but also peace with God through faith that Jesus paid all the penalty for our sin. We don't have to live with guilt anymore. It wasn't until he finished the painting and showed it to his mother that she would suggest that there was also the presence of evil in the painting. Jack didn't intend to paint it, but she pointed out that there was an ugly, beastly-looking character and exclaimed that it's important for us to remember that we are in a spiritual battle. But appropriately, this enemy had been placed under the cross, reminding us that greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world. There's also an empty tomb to proclaim the resurrection of Jesus Christ. It may be hard to see, and that is true for many people who don't believe that it happened. We believe it by faith. The painting was completed. It was the first of the Seek and Find series. So each week we will have a memory verse, and this week it is John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. So where are you today? Do you feel like you have storms in your life that are insurmountable? Let's look to the one who calmed the storm on the sea. When I see that little mother bird resting at peace on her nest, I think of our homes. We can have peace in our homes no matter what storm comes our way. We don't know what this year is going to hold. It can be filled with storms we never dreamed of, but we can trust Jesus. He will see us through. It reminds me of a song that just the last line of it goes like this. Many things about tomorrow I don't seem to understand, but I know who holds tomorrow, and I know who holds my hand. God bless you.